Dude, I'm here with the infamous Ben Friedman from Maury's Automotive talking about how to use videos to sell cars. Ben, tell us about video.
Yeah, Joe, thanks for inviting me over. So, like Joe said, my name's Ben Friedman. I'm actually going to stand up. Is that cool?
Yeah, stand up, dude.
Nice. I'm a little more animated. I am going to do me.
You do you.
And I'm going to kick this to the side. Perfect. Yeah.
This is your space, bro.
Yeah. So my name's Ben Friedman. I'm the Variable Operations Development Manager at Maury's, which is in Minneapolis. I've been back with the group for about 4 months. Moved from Seattle to Minneapolis to work for Maury's back in 2012. And I'm really passionate about video communications. I'm really passionate about the use of video communications in the sales process. So I'm going to walk you through a little bit about what we're doing at Maury's and how we've implemented a video strategy. So the name of this conversation is, if you show them, they will come.
Truth.
Dude, absolutely.
So true.
I know. And really the purpose is to how to increase sales using video communications, okay? So I guess I have the clicker. I have the clicker, yep. So we're gonna start with the why, and I do that because Simon Sinek tells me to do so. That's like his deal. So at Maury's, happiness matters. That's actually our slogan, happiness matters. Therefore, it is our duty as Maury's employees to think outside of the box and go the extra mile to exceed the expectations of our current customers while creating a memorable first impression for in-market shoppers. So it's really a twofold effect. Portfolio retention and acquisition.
Can I ask a question here?
Dude, absolutely.
Wait,
hold on.
Okay.
Because we're car guys, I had to put that in there. Sell more cars, make more money.
That's like the oldest saying in the book.
The above statement is required when talking to car people.
You got to sell more cars and make more money.
Yes. And when you go try to sell dealers, they say, well, I'll buy it as long as it sells more cars and makes more money. Absolutely, we got that.
We timed that perfectly, by the way.
We did.
So let me ask you
Dude,
this.
knuckle bump that.
I love it.
Nice.
So are you, is happiness blended into your guys' marketing messaging? Like, is it part of
It's our mantra. It's actually what our dealerships believe in. So happiness matters is actually not only what we believe in for the customer, but our employees, their happiness matters to us.
So
because
this is bigger than just like a marketing message.
It is. It's really three-pronged. Our happiness has to matter to our vendor partners. So obviously we use you guys at a couple of our stores. It's awesome. We love you guys. But happiness matters when it comes to our customer acquisition, meaning we want our customers to be happy. And we want people that aren't even customers yet to be happy with us, hence why we're using video. And then our employees have to be happy, because if they're happy, our customers are going to be happy.
I think that the employees part is something that a lot of people miss. I love the old Herb Kelleher from Southwest. Happy employees equal happy customers equal happy shareholders, in that order.
Yeah.
So it's super cool to see somebody in a space that is traditionally known for having low employee morale and happiness really focused on that.
It's paramount to any business. You got to have happy employees. You got to have the happy customers. So we're going to go on to the next slide. So some important statistics, and there will be no quiz, but please pay attention. So I don't know, man. So here's some statistics I like to use. So 81%, so when we're using video communication, there was an 81% increase in connection rate. So what that means is instead of just being a one-way send email, call, there was an 81% increase in connection rate when using video communication.
So meaning if you sent a video, you connected with that customer 81% of the time?
So there was 81% greater. And
wow, so it increased by 81%.
Yeah, so of 100 customers I tried to contact, it was 81% instead of 30, 20, yeah.
That's super dope.
Yeah, absolutely. Video communications increases conversion from leads to sales by 68%. How you doing today, sir?
What's up?
And then with video communication, there's actually a 56% increase in referrals. Now, the source of this information is actually BombBomb. We don't use BombBomb. We actually use a company called True Video. But I like to use competitive data and not the actual company data, just because we know it's probably a little bit more accurate.
So when you say referrals, like when I was selling cars, we used to do like the 13-cent close, where you would like tape the 13 cents into a thank you card, like, hey, we were cleaning out your trade, found some spare change, and mail it to the customer. You're using videos to customers that you've already sold to generate referrals.
It's all about the communication.
Yeah.
But it's really just all about the experience.
Yeah.
Because remember, happiness matters.
Oh, dude, I love it.
So we want the customer to be happy, and we all know that when you have a happy customer, guess what? they're going to go tell their friends.
Yeah, totally.
Yep. So, and then our buddies over at Drive Centric over here, Steve Ressler and Ben Rosen, they actually gave me some pretty cool data. 36% open rate increase and a 63% campaign effectiveness compared to a traditional e-blast. So if I make a personalized video and I include this in an email campaign, the actual result is so much greater. It has to be personalized though. It cannot be a canned, hey, this is Ben at Maury's Automotive Group, hope you come in. But it has to be, hey Joe, Ben Friedman here at Maury's Automotive Group.
Dude, that's super cool.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's all about the personalization. 37% increase in email campaign effectiveness compared to the same campaign using a canned video. So like I said, it's all about the personalization. These are things, it's a cultural shift, and we'll talk about that in a second. But it's something that's so paramount to today's business world. Personalization. I like to use the word bespoke.
Yeah.
People think bespoke is all just about suits and Bentleys and Rolls Royces, but it's anything that's actually made to order. Anything that's outside the box that you're building from scratch. So, and then a 10% increase in internet originated business when personalized video was used in the e-com process.
You got a 10% bump in internet business when you're using video.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's great. So we've been using video at Maury's heavily in the sales process. Last quarter was the first full quarter, and I looked at year-over-year growth. We had about a 2% growth in e-com close rate. So, but we had over 300 deals more over the previous year because of the use of video.
That's incredible.
So again, it's all about creating that memorable experience for the consumer.
So what's interesting to me is, like, I was on the live stage earlier speaking, and I asked the crowd, who's using video to sell cars?
Yeah.
Because if you look at the stats on user behavior when people are shopping for cars, like the one I like is from Think with Google, where Stacy was her name, watched 14 videos as part of her researching process. Yeah. And I asked who's like using video to sell cars. Nobody raises their hands. And I'm like, dude, your customers are using video and you're not getting that connective tissue.
Absolutely. And Maury's, one of the reasons I love working for Maury's is we're very progressive. We have one of the most robust why buy here, the mission statements. I mean, happiness matters is one thing. Our slogan used to be buy happy, and we had the buy happy promises, which was like our best price first, pure and simple. Yep. There were just so many great things. I love that, dude. Like, just let the wire dangle. Oh, you want to?
I'm gonna put it on. I'm just gonna do it, bro. I'm just going hard in the paint.
So, one thing we need to understand is how consumers search versus buy. So before coming back to Maury's, I actually used to work for Max Digital, and Max Digital is the pioneer in automotive merchandising technology.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, whoa! Welcome to the party, bro.
Super loud.
Dude, yeah.
Selling knives over here.
Yeah.
Cutting through tin cans.
It's awesome. So what's really important though when we're using video is understanding how consumers search and how consumers buy. So consumers search using year, make, model, color, mileage, and price, but consumers buy using emotion. So their logic when they're shopping and searching, but they're actually using emotion. So they want excitement, they want to see confidence, they want to see the perceived value, they want trust. And again, that was source was Max Digital. They're over here in the North Hall. You can go see them, Mike Kavanaugh, and Steve Fitzgerald, and the whole team. They're great.
They're such good.
Yeah, they're good. They took good care of me for 4 years.
Yeah, man, so what's crazy to me is I think that we think of this as this logical buying thing.
Yeah.
And it's really about like getting people excited to go make that transaction. And what you're saying is like, this is all the stuff that you search and like research on.
Yeah.
This is the stuff that when you're sending a video to somebody, resonates and connects and like makes them go, oh dude, I gotta go check out this car.
And that's the whole reason I included that, is because we're gonna use this when we're recording the video, and I'll get into some other cool stuff here.
Cool.
So important statistics. What we really need to understand when we're doing videos is 79% of consumers want quality and value at a fair price, okay? So 79% of consumers want to see the quality and they want to understand how that car stacks up. It's not necessarily a race to the bottom. 21% of shoppers are focused on price, okay? So what that means is if we make a very quality video and send it out to the consumer, we're more likely to get more deals because they're part of the majority. 79% versus 21% that just want the bottom of the line price. Today's shopper has 5 questions they're asking themselves during the car buying experience. And so again, if we're integrating the answers into these videos, again, we're more likely to get that interaction. We're more likely to get the customer to visit, and it really sparks that desire to explore that car more. Those 5 questions: why is this car better than others I've seen? Does your car have more options? Is the car reconditioned better? We can answer that. I mean, could I type it? Yes, the car has a power sunroof. No, right? No, they want to see it. They want to see. I mean, granted, I have a face for radio. My mom said I got a face for radio.
So tell me, the other day you were communicating with a customer that was coming into the dealership. We do this all the time in digital retail. We're getting the customer all the information. We're setting an appointment. They're coming in to look at the car. And you were telling me about how you're using video to like confirm that appointment and actually get the customer to show up.
Yeah, 100%. So one of the uses, and we'll go through the uses here in a little bit, but one of the uses is the appointment confirmation process. So if, for example, our dealerships have car washes. So I'm going to actually pull the car into the car wash, and I'm going to shoot a video while I'm in the car wash, getting the car washed up and ready to go. It's twofold. A, if the customer shows up, they know that the car is cleaned up, gassed up, and ready for a demo, right? Ready to go bust some bugs with good old Be Free.
Right.
You know?
So for us, like in the digital retail world, there's this disconnect where we're really trying to connect this like online buying experience with a really nice experience when they show up to actually see it and touch it.
Absolutely.
And so we find that like making sure that the systems and processes of the dealership are moving that really good feeling online.
It's momentum.
Into the showroom. Yeah,
it's momentum. Yeah. So you have to remember there's 2 driving factors. There's momentum and there's friction.
Yep.
So with digital retailing, taking offline or online to offline, we want that momentum. We want to keep pushing that deal forward.
And remove all the friction.
100%. Yep. And friction is, I get to the dealership, car's still buried 4 deep.
Yep.
You know, it's
when I go back this thing.
I know.
There's a bunch of trash in it. We're
turn
warm in the cold.
Turn her on. Dash lights up like a Christmas tree. Dude,
you ever be like, I'm having heart palpitations of like going out there trying to start it, and it goes tick 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 tick, and the battery's dead. I'm like, I got a customer here. I'm an idiot because I didn't.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the salesperson forgot to plug in the jump box. So, but anyway, going back to that appointment confirmation email, the cool thing about this. No disrespect to anybody who's ever stood a salesperson up on an appointment, by the way, but
that's all of you. All
yeah,
right?
You're guilty. You're guilty.
That you would. We're going to be there at 2. I'm 2:30. I'm standing outside. Like they're supposed to be here. 2:45. I'm calling them. They're not answering. 2:50. I'm psycho dialing them like an ex-girlfriend. It's bad.
Yeah. So anyway, if
my ex-girlfriend.
So if the appointment doesn't show, but we sent this video, they saw that we had the car cleaned up, guess what? They probably feel pretty bad that they stood me up.
So you're guilt tripping them in the show.
Pretty much.
It works though.
It does.
Because they feel like you're doing something special for
Absolutely.
them. We have all these Google reviews where customers will, like a lead will come in through Car Gurus. Salesperson will reach out and call the customer. The customer's like, what's my payment? So they'll say, dude, I'll send you the link. They send them the link from AutoFi that has everything built into it. So, you can even apply online, get an approval. When you show up, we'll have everything ready.
Yep.
And then they do it, and then they show up, and the car's like clean and gassed and parked there. And you see this where even the customers like don't actually believe it's going to happen. And then they show up and they're like, holy cow, that really happened. I love the idea of like building video into that.
It's so proactive.
Here's your car. I've got it clean. It's out front. When you get here, just wait right here. I'll be standing here waiting on you.
But here's really the cool thing is if we use video to its potential, so when should you send a video, okay? So internet and phone opportunity responses. Purpose, put a face with the name. Yep. You got a good looking face. I'm lacking in that department. That beard, man.
Yeah, bro, the beard.
The beard and the
When I shave the beard, I'm ugly. Like it's bad. Like my wife won't let me shave it. Like that's why I have it.
Product questions and equipment confirmation. This is huge. So people naturally doubt people in our industry. I don't know why they would ever doubt salespeople. I don't.
Especially car salespeople.
I know.
Why would they ever doubt us?
I know. I'd rather go get a root canal than come buy a car these days. But it is what it is. So when we're actually answering questions and we're confirming the equipment, it really helps them understand that car is there and it has the equipment that we said that it has. Okay. Feature and benefit teasers. So customer asks if a car has heated seats. In Minnesota, it's cool to say, hey, this car has heated seats, and by the way, it's the middle of the summer, so you're gonna love the cooled seats, and when you get here, I'll make sure those are on so that we're not sweating during the drive. And then answering those 5 questions from the previous slide.
So
super important.
Here is I had a boss one time who was really into cars, and he was looking at buying this super high-end car. It was a Maserati, and the Maserati salesperson went out and videoed the car, went behind it and videoed the exhaust pipe.
So good. Yeah.
And I heard in my manager's office like 80 times, like all day you could just hear that, and he was just watching that video on repeat, like listening to that engine. He would be like, dude, that engine sounds so good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no, and it's actually funny. One of my favorite videos to listen to is a turbocharged Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Oh, just, it's great. So management introductions, this is another great use of video. So it really, obviously you're putting a second face or a second name into the process. It's really great if the customer comes in and I'm out with it on a test drive because they came in early for their appointment, they now know to go talk to the manager. So that's awesome too. Unsold showroom follow-up. So this is where our stores are really seeing a lot of, they're seeing a lot of momentum using video. We had a really great review that the customer came back and actually bought that day, thanking the customer for their visit. That's a big thing. I'm not going to say it, but most salespeople don't even call to just say thanks.
Their sold customer follow-up stack that piles up in their CRM.
Yeah, but they're all unsold showroom follow-up. Let's call, but let's send a video thanking the customer. Let's reaffirm why the car exceeded their expectations. Hey, I know that you really, really liked the leather, and I know you really, really liked the exhaust note when we were pulling on the highway. Here, let me go ahead and remind you what you loved about this car. Remind the customers about the features they love. So again, why it exceeded their expectation, but the features that they loved. It's such a great experience. Appointment confirmations, we talked about that. Pull the car in the car wash, or get the car just in a parking space and make sure you shoot the video, hey Ben, this is Ben over here at Maury's. Wanted to let you know the car's here, it's gassed up, we're ready for you. We're excited to see you. Wish list arrivals. How many times do you have customers that ask for a certain car and you don't have anything comparable in stock, but then 2 hours later, it just so happens the car is traded in?
Oh, it's the best.
100%,
right?
yeah.
And you're like calling like, dude, I got your car, come out here and check it out.
Yeah, so wish list arrivals. Thank you for your purchase. This is a really big one. So I know in our CRM systems most of these days, we have a thank you email that goes out. We have a thank you call. But a thank you video, just in my opinion, the message just resonates. Hey, their gratitude, it's more of a sincere message. Answer product-related how-to questions. So this is big.
Ooh, afterwards, like how to set up your Bluetooth and stuff?
Yeah, so this is big.
Cool.
I mean, obviously, with digital retail now, the nice thing is transaction time in the dealership is shorter. But I've bought several cars, and by the time I get done with the dealership, I just want to get home.
I've been here for like 4 hours.
Like can I just take delivery? Can I? And 100%. But then I get home and I can't use the home link to open my garage door.
And I'm trying to program it. I'm yelling.
Yeah. And so at the end of the day, we want to be able to use video to answer product-related how-to questions. It's just that simple. Again, video is a three-dimensional communication. It is super important for all of us to use video in our strategy. So for best results, start and finish videos with a forward camera. So yes, like a video selfie, okay? So you're gonna start it with, hey, this is Ben Friedman here at Maury's. I wanna go ahead and show you a little bit about this 2017 Lincoln Navigator. I'm gonna flip the camera. Now I'm gonna do my walk around with the car, and then I'm gonna flip it back.
So you always start with a video on you and
Absolutely.
then you show the car.
Putting a face to the name.
So you don't ever just show the car because that's not personalization.
No. They need to see your face. Now, granted, I think my appointment to show rate probably hurts me when I show my face. I'm good with that.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
I know. I need to grow a beard. Well, I'm in the beginning stages.
The big beard is distracting from the whole rest of it.
Personalization. Use the customer's name at least twice. This reaffirms that that we actually created a video for them.
Yeah.
Okay? Answer questions. I don't really need to reiterate on that one, but just answer questions. It's pretty simple. Be enthusiastic and expressive. Conviction sells, okay?
So I have a question here.
Yeah, I probably have an answer.
Okay, so for me, I just started using video, 3 weeks ago on LinkedIn. I was like, all right, I'm gonna start doing some video content. It intimidated the shit out of me. The first 2 or 3 I shot, I was sweating, my hands were sweating. I felt super fake and goofy. I'd be like, hi LinkedIn, it's nice to meet you. I felt this sense of, it was really intimidating. How do you, like, what advice would you give to people working at dealerships selling cars that are using video to communicate with customers to be able to make that video feel authentic? Like, I felt really fake. Like,
Yeah.
Like, so what's the advice you would give?
So I love that. So I actually just had this conversation with members at our Cadillac location.
Oh, cool.
And there's a starting point, and it's, look, the starting point is just using video. I mean, if we don't start it and finish it with our face, at least we're starting to get the
so
whole
like baby steps.
100%.
So for me, like, I feel way more. It's weird. Like, I've done video stuff in the past. Even I shot a commercial for my dealership when I was at the dealership, and I was terrible. Like, I was nervous. I was sweaty. It was horrible. But I feel like now, like, I'm not that, it doesn't feel that unnatural to be on camera.
Yeah.
So I think that it's got to be the same too. It's like repetition. Like, you just get comfortable with it.
Yeah, so after people get comfortable just shooting the video, then what I have them do is I actually ask them to have somebody hold the camera, okay?
Ooh.
So now we're getting in front of the camera, we're in the video.
That was even more. So I had Matt Vollmers, the instructor at the NADA Dealer Academy, hold the camera for me to like do it in front of the NADA sign, and it made it like way harder. I was like, I feel so awkward right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy how like the steps that even I've taken have gotten me more and more and more comfortable.
Absolutely.
I have a question we're gonna ask for you in a second, so you hold tight.
All right, so then the third phase is then to get the salespeople really comfortable with holding their own phone, kind of like when they're on Snapchat, Instagram. I mean, what's interesting is they're comfortable sending videos to their network, so we know that the skill set is there. It's just getting them comfortable with implementing video to attract new guests.
So in our small crowd of people watching us here, we have Ed from Bozard. He's the fixed ops director, and I have a question that I think is probably in the back of his head that I've been thinking about this whole time. Now, I know you're the variable ops development director. Are you starting to see, he's the fixed ops director at Bozard, which is one of my favorite stores in America. Are you starting to see people in fixed ops or in the fixed ops BDCs using video, and do you think there's an application there?
So we actually, as a part, that's a great question. So as a part of our process, every RO that's opened, when it has to do with anything that the customer cannot see when their car is on the ground, we actually send them a video of, like, for example, I just bought new tires. They had to take my wheels off to put the tires on. They sent me a video of my brakes and my CV joints. And so every RO that's open,
is that being done by the service writer?
By the
technicians?
By the technicians.
Oh, that's cool.
It's super sharp, but the experience is mind-blowing. Like, I love video, but to have somebody actually shooting a video of my car, they start with the license plate, then they walk under it, and hey, Ben, your car's got 30,000 miles, so you're not going to have any major mechanical issues. Here's a couple things that I would suggest looking at. However, just wanted to show you that what we're talking about today, your tires, glad we're putting new tires on your car.
Dude, that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, it's 30 seconds, 45 second maximum. The expectation is that 80% of ROs get a video.
Way cool. Are you guys using video at your store yet?
A little bit. Video does sell. Whether you're on the sales side of it or on the service side of it, video sells.
Yeah, 100%. Thanks. Awesome. It's a good question. So, again, what we need to do is we need to validate model-specific value enhancements. So, for example, I drive a 2017 Lincoln MKX.
You're a Lincoln guy?
I am a Lincoln guy.
God, I love that. Go Lincoln.
Nice.
I'm a big Lincoln brand fan. Lincoln is killing it with their cars right now.
So my car's got the heated and the cooled seats, the heated steering wheel. So if I'm shooting a video about my car, I want to show, because it's a reserve trim, that it's got the cooling seats, that it's got the heated steering wheel. Obviously, Lincoln decides they want to hide all that stuff in the infotainment system. So it's validation. And then talk about your dealership's value proposition. So again, ours is happiness matters, and what that means to the customer and what they can expect from a customer experience standpoint. So, any other questions out there?
I had one just texted in.
Yeah.
So this is from one of our guys here at AutoFi. So one of the things that we found is when we put a email out to a customer and we include a link to their specific car deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Say the deal comes in through like Car Gurus or Auto Trader. We have this really high click rate on it. People use super simple templates. It's like, click here to see your deal. You can change. You've seen the templates.
Absolutely.
You use them in your stores. We have across the country, I think last month it was like 27% click rate. We have some stores that have like All-American Ford, they have like Milani in their BDC is awesome, but they have a 71% open rate on those links.
Yeah.
So my question is, like, for dealers that are doing digital retail with AutoFi, what advice would you give them to use video to help drive people to click on that link and engage with it?
So you gotta be proactive in explaining what the link does and where it goes.
Yeah.
So setting that expectation and being proactive. Anytime you send a video, period, you need to be very proactive, because people are gonna be like, wow, it's a spam. Somebody gonna take my credit card number. You need to be very proactive verbally.
Yep.
If you get them on the phone, hey, I'm gonna send you a video. Here's what the video entails. Hey, there's gonna be a link in my next email. It's taking you to a video of your car deal, all the specifics, so that when you come in, it literally is gonna be a very, very short visit to the dealership, and you're gonna be driving home in no time.
Dude, that's all. And I think that messaging too, like weaving that into your video of saving customers time, making it super painless, removing friction, how easy it's going to be. I think video is the perfect platform to be able to deliver that messaging.
100%. And again, it's all about being human. I'm all about humanization of communications. That kind of rhymed, but
It's going to be a new rap line for
Yeah.
the bar.
Wicka, wicka, wicka.
Right? The
humanization of communication.
I couldn't get it out. I was laughing.
Yep. So anyway, that's all I've got. Again, my name is Ben Friedman with the Maury's Automotive Group. I'm the Variable Operations Development Manager. Ben.Friedman@Maury's.com if you want to shoot me a note, ask me questions about video. I'm really good about getting back on emails. Chances are I'm actually probably going to send you an email. Funny story real quick, I'm sure Joe's going to hit on this, but Amber, our performance manager, visited our group 2 weeks ago, and literally within 2 hours of her leaving our store, she had a video thanking her for her visit.
I got to tell you, so for us as a vendor partner of Maury's, right? Their like happiness promise extends to us. And what was so cool was Amber, our dealer success manager, was at the store, and then like no time later, I'm getting an email with a video of Ben talking about the impact she made, talking about who she worked with, how awesome it was to have her in the store. And then I immediately shared that with everybody at AutoFi.
Yeah, I had like 35, like 40 clicks.
So I literally emailed it out to everybody because video makes that kind of impact. So when we were talking about people that we wanted to video at our booth talking about things like this, when I thought about how important having, other than just an email template, but a video, I wanted to get the best in the business.
Yeah.
And I don't know anybody using video as effectively and as detailed and really just executing it as you guys are.
Thanks,
so
man.
Thanks for
yeah,
joining us,
totally, man.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks, everybody.
You've been on Booth Talk.
Cut.
Dude, I love you, brother.
That's nice.
Thanks, man.